It feels like forever since a decent Bioware RPG was released, but today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to announce that Dragon Age Dreadwolf is in alpha. Now before you get too excited, that doesn't mean we get to play just yet. That means that devs get to take the game from start all the way until finish. They get to jump in and play through the whole way and make any optimizations that they need to. Can't say I'm not jealous. Now what that means for us and what the rest of the blog post outlines, I'll go through in this video, so take a journey with me right now. The general manager Gary McKay has given us all a hopeful post, suggesting that Dragon Age Dreadwolf is definitely, outside of a terrible unforeseen circumstance, on the final legs until release. All the stories, characters, and the gameplay have the bones set, and now it's time for you to add the muscle and the skin, which is a bit of a creepy image, but hey, it's Dragon Age, a game where you can doom a person to living as an animal in a nightmare realm for the rest of their existence. Gary goes on to say, of course, the game is not finished by any means, but alpha is one of the most important game development milestones for a number of reasons. First and foremost, we can now turn our sights towards bringing the visual fidelity to its final form and iterating on gameplay features. The big question now is, where do we focus our efforts? To answer that, we solicit feedback from a number of sources, including our community council members who have each unique perspectives and experiences, our quality verification team, and extensive internal playtesting. Gathering feedback from multiple sources gives us the greatest insight on where we need to spend more time improving the experience. Now, some of you might know I'm quite close to the Mass Effect project, and what I know from that is Bioware takes its community very seriously. My hope is that the people they have giving feedback on this title aims to keep it in line with an evolution of what we've come to expect from the franchise. You'll also notice they more or less confirm that they are tightening the game up at this point. However, he goes on to say, additionally, we can now evaluate the game's pacing, how relationships evolve over time, and the player progression, as well as narrative cohesion, essentially how the story comes together. We can take the story we've written and see if we're expressing it well through the characters, dialogue, cinematics, and ultimately the player's journey. Now that we have the ability to do a complete playthrough, we can iterate and polish on the things that matter most to our fans. This means they're willing to replace the skin. Yeah, okay, this analogy doesn't have any legs anymore. They're willing to swap in and out the non-essential parts of the game to make sure everything comes together into a story that we love. The characters are so damn important in Dragon Age and Bioware titles in general, so it's good that they're willing to spend so much time to perfect them. Gary says, now that we're finally able to experience the entire game, for me, my favorite part is the characters. Whether followers, allies, or villains, they're woven into the game in ways that take a concept that's always been part of the Dragon Age DNA, stories about people, and push it further than ever before. The characters help contextualize the world and stakes, and I can't wait until we're able to start discussing them in depth. Now, I just hope that means there's something in there for everyone. Inquisition didn't really have a lot of characters that I personally enjoyed, so I hope they've learned from that and get proper feedback in that regard. The main villain especially was quite awful. In the end, there are so many facets that make a good RPG, and choice is definitely one of the most important. However, one of the most exciting things about Dreadwolf is finally getting a look at the forever teased Tevinter Imperium. Gary says, it's also exciting to finally be able to bring our fans to a part of the world we've previously hinted at, but never been able to fully explore, like the city of Marathis, the capital of the Tevinter Empire. We've talked about Marathis in previous games, and now you'll be finally able to visit. It's a city built on and fueled by magic, and the ways in which it's come through its visual identity and what that looks like in comparison to previous cities we've visited in Dragon Age are pretty spectacular. So I especially will be pretty interested to see how they handle the subject of slavery and how they'll deal with the plight of mages accordingly. Mostly, I want to finally save my bestie Solus from himself, so please, Bioware, let that happen. So that's everything on Dragon Age. Are you excited for the title? I wish I had more video or some images to show you, but that will no doubt be coming soon. What do you hope for most in the series? I hope they personally expand upon and modernize the combat. Now, beyond Dragon Age, Mark mentions that the team at Bioware are hard at work at the next Mass Effect game, which I promise I'll be the premium source of information for, but that is nowhere near complete, so in the meantime, focus your sights on Dreadwolf. If you want the latest information, hit that subscribe button, the bell, and like this video. You know you want to. Every time you do, a person who's never played Inquisition gets scared by the new game explosion. Until next time, ciao friends.